interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, we're taking the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
I love it.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And a good morning, Northwest Florida. You are tuned into 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Inside Drive. James Fife filling in for Ryan Mulvey on this, I was going to say lovely Monday, but
it's not too bad.
It's warm. No, it's warm. It's hot. It's going to get hotter. It's summer, guys. It's Florida, so be happy that Mr. Carrier invented that old thing called air conditioning, because this time of year, it is a big time friend for me. You are hearing us live from the Gulf Plus studios right here in beautiful Panama City Beach. And if you got any golfing needs, visit Alan Watson over there at the shops at Edgewater. All of your golf needs can be found right there. You can call the show. You can even text us here at the show, 850-215-6290. And we are streaming out there on the World Wide Web. We are found at Facebook, Twitter/X, whatever the name is right now. I still think it's still X. Might go back to Twitter. I don't know. And we are live on YouTube. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to keep up with us and everything that we are doing here at ESPN Northwest Florida. And you can download our app. We're on the Google Play Store. We are on the Apple Store. Type in 104.3 Northwest Florida, and you will find us. Download us, take us with you everywhere. Like the beaches. Beaches today. Yellow flags. Enjoy the water, guys. Nice, safest conditions that we can pretty much have around here, because let's face it, with the rips that we got around here, you're never going to see a green flag. So yellow, the best and safest that we're going to get. But remember to always swim with a buddy or swim near a lifeguard. Got plenty of lifeguards right here in beautiful Panama City Beach. James Fife filling in for Ryan Mulvey. With me today on the board, hitting the ones, hitting the twos, making it go out to that worldwide radio. The man, the myth, the boss, Randy. How you doing, my man?
Hold on, you said something about the boss, the man, the myth, the legend. I wasn't sure if you were talking to about somebody else.
I did say myth.
Oh, well, that's true.
I did say myth, so yeah.
Point taken.
We might even be. All right, so we're heading into that time of year, and it's not a long time of year, where the sports slow down for just a moment. We're to the All-Star break. That means Home Run Derby tonight, All-Star game tomorrow, and then 2 days rest for all of the All-Stars and for all the other Major League Baseball players who were not participants in the All-Star game, but a few days off here in the summer. Only thing going on right now, looks like we got some WNBA going on. We'll go over a little bit of last night's scores. Only 4 games in the WNBA last night. The Fever taking on the Wings. The Fever defeat the Wings 102-83 in Indianapolis. The Liberty taking on the Dream. The Liberty defeat the Dream 79-72 in Brooklyn, New York. The Sparks take on the Sun. The Sparks win that game 92-88 in Los Angeles. And the final game of the evening sees the Storm take on the Mystics. The Mystics win that game 74-69 in Seattle, Washington. Now, looking at that real quick, I have just noticed something that is quite different from the NBA and most other professional sports in this country.
Which is what?
If you look at the names here, there are a lot of singular names and not plural names. If you look at most professional sports names, they're pluralized, like my jersey right now. We got the Rays. But even just looking at this right here, we got the Fever. That's not pluralized. Dream, Liberty, Sun, and Storm. Just something I noticed here earlier today when I was looking through the scores that made me go, because that was a trivia question we had here on one of the shows. I think it was on the Afternoon Underdogs a couple of months ago, was how many teams in professional sports are not pluralized? And the answer is only like 4 across all the major sports, but I didn't count the WNBA for that question. I should have. It would have expanded the numbers even more. So we are now into the All-Star break. I told you that earlier.
That means the Braves are off this week
That
until
means
Friday.
the Braves will be coming back on Friday, and we will have coverage right here, ESPN Northwest Florida. I got to go to the schedule to tell you what time that is, but
well, if you give me like 2 seconds here, I'd be more than happy to tell you exactly when the game is, who they're playing, the whole 9 yards. And,
Well, look
and
at that.
You're going to be they're coming home after that not so fun trip to St. Louis, so now they're back in Atlanta on Friday, and they'll be welcoming the Yankees.
All right, taking on the Yankees from Truist Park. Kind of nice for the Braves that are in the All-Star game. Get to play it at Truist Park, so nice for them not to have to add an extra leg of travel into the season because, let's face it, these guys are traveling cross-country a lot of the time, and you know what? That does wear on you just a little bit, even though they are flying in very nice first-class accommodations on really nice airplanes. You're still away from home a lot. You're
Are
still
you
traveling
making excuses for this horrible season that they're having?
No, because all the other teams are doing that too. I'm just saying how they're getting at least a little bit of a benefit from having the All-Star game at home, at least one last day of travel for the Bros that are in the All-Star game. And luckily, not everybody on every team in the All-Star game. So how did the first half of the regular season end up for most of the teams? Well, the Cubs had a victory over the Yankees yesterday in the Bronx. The Cubs win 4-1 over the Yankees. The Rays take on the Red Sox. The Red Sox lay a whooping to the Rays. That is a 4-1 victory for the Red Sox. The Red Sox get the sweep in that series. Braves taking on the Cardinals in St. Louis. We talked about it just a little bit, but the Cardinals with the win, 5-4 over the Braves, heading on into the break. The Orioles taking on the Marlins. The Orioles 1 run. The Marlins 11. Marlins have been catching up, guys. They have been playing quite well over the past 3 weeks. Shocking to me, shocking to you, I know. Rockies taking on the Reds. The Reds defeat the Colorado Rockies 4-2. And big news for this game, Terry Francona, Tito as we know him, gets win number 2,000 as a manager in Major League Baseball. Congratulations to Terry Francona for getting to that number. Definite Hall of Fame manager. I mean, how do you get to 2,000 wins and not get to the Hall of Fame, especially making it to all those World Series that he did? Don't think he won any of them, but he did make it there. And 2,000 wins, that's a lot of ball to be watching from the bench. Mariners taking on the Tigers. Mariners defeat the Tigers. Tigers still in first place overall, 8-4. Guardians and White Sox going into extra innings. 10 innings it takes them. The Guardians 6, the White Sox 5. The Mets taking on the Royals in Kansas City. The Royals get 3 runs. The Mets get 2 runs. The Pirates taking on the Twins. Pirates 2, Twins 1. That game taking place in Minnesota. The Rangers taking on the Texans in Houston. The Rangers win the series 5-1. Win the game 5-1. Also win the series 2-3. The Brewers taking on the Nationals. The Brewers win 8-1 over the flagging Nationals. Dodgers and Giants also going into extra innings. Takes them 11 innings for the Dodgers to defeat the Giants in San Francisco 5-2. The Blue Jays taking on the Athletics over in Sacramento, California. The Athletics get the victory 6-3 over the Blue Jays. Diamondbacks and Angels taking place in Los Angeles or Anaheim or whatever the Angels like to say they are playing now. Diamondbacks get the victory 5-1 over the Angels. And the nightcap game, which was not a nightcap game, it was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. No evening games last night. The Phillies taking on the Padres. The Philadelphia Phillies get the big win 2-1 over the Padres. So that is how the first half of the regular season ends for everybody.
Now, that Braves game almost became a night game because of a 3-hour rain delay.
Oh, it got delayed twice, did it not?
No, it did.
It took a while to get that one done because I was watching some other games, and it's kind of hard to follow a game when it constantly keeps on going into delays like that because you're watching it and then it goes delay, and you don't really want to sit there and watch the delay coverage because it's usually an interview or something that you're not really into. So you wander off and you start watching something else, and then you forget about it, and then you get a tweet coming through that says, "Oh, a run happened." It's like, oh, Oh, I got to
the
go
game's
back to
back.
that. Yeah, I got to go back to that now.
Yeah.
So I understand their wantingness to get it done. Glad they got it done because nobody wants to have makeup games, and especially when it's right before the All-Star break and all those guys are going to be at home. Go ahead, get it done, get it out of the way, unless it is just like a total rain out where it is a flooded field and it's been raining for hours and going to rain for hours more. Thank you guys
that
for
certainly was
getting that
not
done.
the case on Sunday, yesterday. So there was a storm that came through. You could tell it was going to end at about 5 or so, and so they figured, okay, we'll leave the field covered, pull off the tarp, and at least we'll get this game in. So
I think the lightning was the bigger issue for the game, really, than the rain. It did rain a little bit, but it wasn't so much rain that you were looking at big problems. It was mostly just safety for the fans, safety for the players, because lightning's in the area. You don't want to get hit by lightning, people. Trust me, that's I've not been hit by lightning personally. I have seen people that have been hit by lightning. I personally don't want to get hit by lightning.
No, and you don't want to put people at risk.
That's a hard pass out there. Oh, I got some weather updates. Everybody out there, get your ears up. We have a 30% chance at having some tropical developments this week up in the North Gulf. So be prepared maybe for some rain. And hey, let's face it, it's Florida. We are in hurricane season. It is lasting through November 30th, as always. But just giving you guys a little bit of a heads up, little bit of a warning. Maybe something up there spinning up off of the Gulf. National Weather Service giving it a 30% chance. So not a big chance, but be wary. Have a plan. Have all your stuff ready. Because if this isn't the big one, it might not hit us this year. It might. But be prepared,
let's
everyone.
keep our fingers crossed that it doesn't.
Let's just
2018 is still lingering.
Yeah, let's just hope this doesn't develop into anything because it's only a 30% chance of development. So let's just maybe a little bit of rain. I'm up north of here, and I could always use a little bit of rain farming. So dump some rain on me. Dump a little bit of rain on me. I won't be upset by that at all. Let's see. Wimbledon finished up yesterday. Jannik Sinner defeats Carlos Alcaraz 4-6, 6-4, 6-4, and 6-4. That is Sinner's very first Wimbledon victory. He has won other big ones before, but he has never won the big one at Wimbledon. So congratulations to him. And if you look at tennis right now, these are the two guys, Alcaraz and Sinner. If you look the last 5 of the big Grand Slams, all 5 have been these two guys. So this right now is what we are looking at for the future of tennis. I mean, Alcaraz, I think, is only 25. Sinner's somewhere around 22, 23 years old. So these guys have a good little while that they can keep on entertaining us in that world of tennis. Let's wander on into some news. What kind of news do I want to come out with first? Well, let's look at this one. Coming from Washington, D.C., there is a bill in Congress right now that is set to regulate some of the things in college sports. Mostly what this is set to regulate is it will give limited antitrust protection to the NCAA, while it also bars schools from using student fees to pay for athletic programs. And that's a big change. Because even as somebody who's been out of college now, I have been out of college now for 15, 16 years, somewhere in there. And even back when I was in college, that long time ago, they had fees that were actually even just associated for the athletic department. You know, they had no issue putting it on the bill like, hey, $50 for the athletic department. Okay, fine. But many things have changed now. We got NIL deals. The schools can pay them themselves. Most of these schools have plenty of money. So I'm happy to see that some protections coming to some students that aren't athletes to at least keep the cost down. Now, is this really going to make a difference? No, they'll find another way to charge you for something and get it on over into, different programs that they want. And something else in the bill that I like here is it has some protections for what they call the Olympic sports. So think of your things like track and field, swimming, diving, lacrosse, things like that that are not the big money makers. So basically what the bill says is if there is a coach at that school that is paid more than $250,000, that school must have 16 sport programs. So
Really?
that is going to that has to happen in order to keep the other programs alive. Because what was going to happen was it was just all going to be ended up cannibalizing in for football, in for basketball, and some of your bigger baseball programs, some of your bigger, girls basketball programs also probably would have cannibalized all that cash because that's what makes the money. That's what people watch. That's what people come in to see. That is what gets you your advertising dollars to the TV. So I am happy to see that there are some protections now for those sports that don't make as much money because those are still important for the student athlete. There are still lots of student athletes that can earn scholarships to go do fencing, to go play golf, to go swimming. And that is a good thing that allows more kids into the school. It also keeps more of a diversity in programs. And let's face it, we're great at the Olympics because we keep training kids through the college ages. It's a good thing. I think it's a better way than trying to turn it over and make these into professional things because I just don't see, Greco-Roman wrestling exactly holding its own on, national television against the National Football League. Not gonna happen. So great news, good news coming out there. I'm sure the schools don't like it, but they'll get over it. Now, coaches of, those smaller programs, I'm sure they're quite happy knowing that they're going to have a job for at least a few more years coaching, whatever it is that they coach out there. The NBA has announced the cover for NBA 2K. You're going to get Shane Gilgeous-Alexander. That can be one of your covers. Carmelo Anthony is one of the other covers. And if you want a WNBA cover, it went to Angel Reese. Now that's a shocker. I figured Caitlin Clark. That's the big name right now. That's the name everybody knows right now. That's the name, that's the draw. That's the name that is selling the most jerseys right now. But Angel Reese probably putting up the better numbers, playing in more games, not being as injured as often. Also, a little dash of controversy even. Putting Angel Reese on the cover. Huh? Because look, we're talking about it right now. Mm-hmm. They didn't do that. Probably wouldn't have really brought this up. So, hey, they figured out how to get the people talking about it. Let's just have a little controversy. Let's put Angel Reese out there instead of Caitlin Clark. Don't worry, everybody. I bet you next year after, somewhere in there, we will see Caitlin Clark on the cover. She's too good. She draws too well. We've got to see her on the cover. But hey, I don't mind seeing somebody different on the cover right now. Kind of interesting that they did that. So good on NBA 2K for getting me to talk about that just for a minute. Then we'll go one more small little bit of piece of news right here. Gavin McKenna, the great center from the Yukon Territory up in Canada, and I'm talking hockey here, has committed to Penn State. This is huge. This is massive. This is a cultural, tectonic earthquake in the hockey community. This good old Canadian boy who's been playing in the juniors up in Canada says, no, I don't want to be drafted into the Canadian Hockey League. I don't need to play in the Western Hockey League. I don't need to play in the Quebec League. I don't need to play in the Ontario League. I'm going to go play hockey in America at a college. I mean, we're talking a guy that I bet this time next year when the NHL has its draft, June next year, he's going to be the number one pick. More than likely, I would say he's the number one pick. If not, he is going to be somewhere in the top 5 as a pick. And he chose to go to a newer program in Penn State. But the big thing is he chose to go to an American college, not to juniors. Juniors has been the long path for the long time to get the greats into the NHL. Gretzky, McDavid, Crosby, all of those guys playing in the CHL. Now you got a guy bucking that trend saying, I'm going to go play I'm going to go play hockey in the States at a college. Now, I never thought about this until I heard him say this. I was like, what draws him here? Oh, I know what's drawing him here. NIL. A paycheck from the university.
Exactly.
Because you know what you don't get in junior hockey? You don't get a paycheck. They give you a stipend when you're on the road. They give you like $25 a day so you can buy some food by yourself somewhere. But you are not getting that paycheck. So this guy has figured out, man, I'm still going to get drafted in the NHL pretty high up. College hockey is getting way better, and it's a good product now. So why do I want to go play for a junior team that's going to control my rights, that can trade me, that can move me, that's not going to pay me? Or I can go to a college program where they can't trade me. I can leave after a season if I want to leave, and I can get a paycheck. The dude, that's smart. And I wonder how many other now big-time Canadian prospects are going to hop the border now and come on down to the States and play some college hockey. Something to look forward to in the future. Coming up next, let's discuss the Home Run Derby. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, the Inside Drive coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
So that is this day in history. It is June, I said it. guys, it's not June, it's July. July 11th, everybody.
I'll have what he's having.
Friday. It's the end of the show.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's the end of
It's June
week.
somewhere.
Yeah, it is June. It's got to be June somewhere.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.